My son found this in the creek behind our house. At first I thought my son had found an ancient scroll in the river. This thing is quite heavy, maybe up to 10 pounds. It is metal on both ends and the middle is very solid, as if it is also metal. What could it be from? You have found an old part of a manual washing machine, a wringer roller. What is it? This is part of a device for spinning laundry, which was used before the advent of modern washing machines. Such devices had two pressed rollers, between which the laundry was passed to squeeze out the water. One roller was turned manually or from the motor, the second, through a system of gears, just like at the ends of your find. Why does it look so strange? The central part was originally covered with thick rubber, but over time, moisture and friction, possibly due to the flow and sand in the stream, the rubber has completely worn away, leaving only a massive metal rod. The ends with bumpy elements are former gear wheels that provided traction to the mechanism, transmitting rotation. The overall weight of up to 10 pounds is appropriate, as the roller was heavy to provide good pressure on the laundry. An interesting fact, these rollers were used from the late 19th century until the 1950s. Such finds are rare, especially in such a nature-processed form. The fact that your son found it in the river makes the thing especially atmospheric, as if a relic from another time. Dear friends, there are many videos on this topic on my channel. Subscribe and like to know when the videos are released. Wooden forms left in garage by previous owners. My buddy just closed on a house yesterday and these items were left in the garage. They have a dedicated place to hang on the wall. We found some legs leaning against the wall and realized they fit together with the pieces hanging up, which then allows them to stand on the floor. The holes seem to have been placed with some precision. They are very well marked. They both have the same basic shape, but one is not quite as long as the other. What are they for? You've discovered a slipway, which is a rigid assembly mold designed for precise fixation and shaping of bent wooden parts. In front of you is a homemade template for bending or assembling frame elements, most likely for a canoe or other small boat. Here's why. The holes along the edge are precisely marked for installing fixing rods, clamps, or clamps. Two symmetrical arc-shaped parts are most likely the contours of the hull, for example, the sides or frames. The third photo shows that the structure is assembled into a vertical goat, and gives shape to the bent boards or plywood. Vertical rows of small holes are the places of fastening of stations or templates, to which plywood or board elements are then fastened. What is done on it? A wet or steam board is bent according to the template, affixed with clamps through the holes. After drying, the part retains its shape, for example, the side outline of a boat, the keel or the skin. Weird spiked metal cylindrical object attached on the back of a truck. The photo shows a specialized heavy mechanism called PackMat, a mobile garbage compactor designed to compact waste in open roll-off dumpsters. What exactly do you see? A large spike drum or roller drum is a working organ that rotates and drives back and forth through the trash, breaking large objects and tamping them down. It is mounted on a hydraulic boom that raises and lowers the drum inside the dumpster. The machine does not press the garbage vertically like a press, but rolls over it inside the container, literally crushing everything that is there. Purpose: used by construction and garbage collection companies to increase the capacity of containers. Especially effective in the disposal of bulky but light debris, pallets, wood scraps, furniture, packages, etc. Saves money and fuel, allows you to empty the container less often because more garbage fits in one. An interesting fact, packing with one such drum can increase the loading density by 2 to 4 times, and the operator controls it from a distance without being inside the container. Found this glove tool? At an antique/collectible store in SW, Colorado. Possible Native American origin and weighs 25 to 30 pounds. You have found a real artifact of traditional Mexican sports. It is a glove for playing pelota mixteca. This item is called guante, and it is not just equipment, but part of an ancient cultural tradition. What is it? Guante, a heavy combat glove weighing from 7 to 12 kilograms, made of several layers of rawhide, wood and stuffed with metal spikes or rivets. Used to hit a heavy rubber ball in the pelota mixteca game, a type of ancient Mesoamerican athletic competition that dates back to the time before Columbus. The blow is applied not with the hand, but with the entire mass of the glove. It actually replaces the racket. Cultural and historical value. This sport is still popular among the indigenous peoples of Oaxaca, Mexico, especially in Mixteca Alta. The gloves are made individually for the player, and each one can be uniquely decorated, as in your case, with a geometric pattern resembling the traditional designs of the Mixtecs. The spiked surface is designed to increase the return on impact and grip the ball. An interesting fact, Mixtec Polo players use these gloves with remarkable agility, despite their weight. The game is played on outdoor courts, and the balls can weigh up to 1 kilogram and travel at speeds of over 100 kilometers per hour. Found this small metal object in an area that used to be a WW2 Army airfield. It was found on a rarely used road in this area. I found other WW2 items here. The thing is about 1.5 foot big, has some sort of wires that look like it would have been a light bulb or something similar. The area also stayed an airbase until the 1970s. You found a fragment of an aviation lamp or aviation light indicator, most likely from the Second World War or slightly later. This is an element known as a filament-style directional indicator bulb, a miniature lamp with an elongated metal shell and an exposed inner spiral, filament. What indicates this? The threaded part at the base suggests that it was screwed into a socket like a regular lamp. At the open-ended metal housing is the part that probably protected the glass or lens, which is now missing. The central rod with a ball and 2 legs is a typical filament lamp. The size, about 1.5 inches, and shape match the instrument panel indicators in aviation. It was found at a former military airfield, making it an even more likely component of old navigation or signaling equipment. Where it was used, in aircraft instrument panels for illuminating indicators, dials, and arrows. Sometimes in warning lights or control indicators on the chassis and instrument shields. Or in more rare cases, in radio equipment or optics illumination. Interesting fact, these miniature lamps were used in aircraft such as the P-51 Mustang, the B-17 Flying Fortress, and others, often in harsh environments, so they were made with durable metal housings, just like the one you found. I just bought this house. What's this odd drain in the garage? Has like a weird rubber lining almost resembling an ice chest sort of. Not even sure it drains. There is some kind of drain hole on the side. I haven't put a hose in it yet though. Was thinking that would be my next step. This former 3-bedroom 2-bath was converted to a triplex some time ago. Garages were made into rooms, additions were added. I still don't know the whole story as the previous owner passed away. It's been fun casually unraveling what's been moved and changed. These photos show a mysterious drain or recess in the concrete floor of a garage, hidden under a metal cover. Based on its design, it is not a regular drainage system, but rather a part of an old cooling, washing, or waste disposal system, possibly related to automotive repair or industrial activities. Interesting details. There are traces of moisture and residue inside, which are typical for channels where liquids accumulate. The white plastic element at the bottom may be a connection to a pipe or tank, indicating a drainage system or reservoir. The rubber trim inside gives it a similar appearance to an insulated container, such as portable freezers or sanitary tanks. Purpose options: 1. Drainage from a compressor or lift, if the garage was previously used for mechanical work. 2. Point for draining vehicle fluids, such as oil, coolant, etc. 3. Remnants from an old refrigeration unit, especially if the garage has been modified, as you mentioned. Given the triplex conversion and hybrid use of the rooms, this pit may be a remnant of a rather unusual installation. Now it's your turn. Write your guesses in the comments about what it could be, and let's see who can guess correctly. I'll give you 10 seconds to study this object. I'll include the correct answer in the next video. Time's up, and we're moving on to the next item. Found in Savers. What is it? Well made. Wooden. About 17 inches long. The only inscription at the bottom is Flaherty 2003. Google Lens doesn't help, and a Google search only yields a baseball player and a couple of woodworking companies. This mysterious wooden object is nothing more than a handmade wine holder created by a master craftsman named Flaherty in 2003. Its unique design is not just a whim, but a well-thought-out balance of engineering and aesthetics. The 2 massive wooden hinges with carefully carved holes are not just decorative, but serve the purpose of precisely positioning the wine bottle. One holds the neck, while the other holds the body. The angle can be adjusted using a rotating mechanism at the base. This allows the wine to be stored at the right angle so that the cork remains moistened, a key point in long-term storage. The product is made of expensive wood with good polishing, which makes it not only functional, but also an object of interior decoration. Such holders are often made in a single copy or in a very small print run, which adds to their collector's value. If you want, I can draw how the bottle is inserted into it. It will be clear. At first glance, it looks like a strange boat with folding wings. It moves slowly, almost silently. It approaches the surface of the water, as if it's looking for something. Then it opens like a trap, and draws everything that's floating nearby into its interior. What is it? Is it an experiment? Is it a new surveillance system? Or is it a quiet attempt to deal with what we have left behind? This is an autonomous or semi-autonomous vessel for cleaning water areas from debris, known as a garbage skimmer or trash skimmer. Its main task is to collect plastic bottles, bags, branches, and other floating debris from the surface of water in ports, canals, and near the coast. It works in a simple yet effective way. The boat moves slowly forward, and special guides, sometimes in the form of wings, direct the debris into a receiving basket or net. The system can be equipped with sensors, cameras, and even AI to recognize debris and determine the movement route. Some models operate completely autonomously, controlled via GPS and Wi-Fi, and can operate along a predetermined route without a crew. Once the container is full, the garbage is unloaded onto the shore, either manually or using a lifting mechanism. These vehicles are already being used in Singapore, the United States, the United Arab Emirates, and Europe as part of water pollution control programs. This is not science fiction or a prototype. It is a real solution to one of the most pressing environmental challenges of the 21st century. I found it in the attic of an old house, but what is this toy for? This is an automated ticket machine with a mechanical hand, created in the first half of the 20th century as an element of street interactive commerce or an entertainment showcase. Inside there is a simple mechanism based on a spring and a lever. After the coin is inserted, the hand rises from the inside and extends to the user a ticket, token, or coupon. The main idea is to replace a faceless machine with something more memorable and almost alive. When a person put in a coin, something theatrical happened, as if a character hidden inside was passing something to you. The display with this hand was often designed as part of a kiosk or exhibition display, with lighting, a sign, and a humorous slogan. Sometimes, these machines were referred to as robot cashiers. Real-life examples of these machines can be found in England, Germany, and the United States. Some of these machines have survived to this day and can be found in private collections or automaton museums. These machines were more than just machines. They were performances in a box that captivated and left a lasting impression. Today, these machines are recognized as true artifacts of the era of mechanical imagination. What is this thing and what's it used for? These are blacksmith or fireplace bellows, also known as hand blowers. They are made of wood, leather, and metal. Inside, there is a simple yet effective mechanism. When the halves are compressed, the air from the chamber is blown out through a brass nozzle. Why is this necessary? Initially, these bellows were used in blacksmiths to ignite fires to the desired temperature. Over time, they began to be used in homes, such as in fireplaces, stoves, and barbecues. The bellows help to direct the air into the fire, especially when it is just starting to burn. This is safer and more efficient than blowing on it manually or using paper. Why is this interesting? 1. Mechanics without electricity. A fully self-contained device that relies on physics and air. 2. Design with character, leather, rivets, and would give it a Victorian-era feel. 3. A real tool that still works. Despite its simplicity, it is still effective. The photo shows the manufacturer, Hearthside Manufacturing from Idaho, USA. These fiddles are often made by hand and are still in demand in homes with fireplaces, at historical reenactment festivals, and even in workshops. Is it real or not? What is it? Yes, it's real. The photo shows a coconut crab, Burgus latro, the world's largest terrestrial arthropod. What is it? The coconut crab is a giant land-dwelling hermit crab that lives on islands in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Adult individuals can reach up to 1 meter in limb span and weigh up to 4 kilograms. He can climb trees and then use his powerful claws to break open coconuts, which is how he got his name. What is he doing in the trash? These crabs are scavengers and opportunists. They can smell food from a distance and are not afraid to climb into trash cans, sheds, and even houses. The photo is not photoshopped. It is just a normal day on the Cocos Islands, in Kiribati, or on Christmas Island, where these guests are not uncommon. Why does it look creepy? Because it has claws that can crush bone, air, and it acts like it's in charge. Conclusion: this is not a montage or a mutation. This is a coconut crab. It's just looking for dinner. It hopes you've already eaten. And it doesn't mind if you move a little. When boarding the plane LV, notice these stickers on the front door that caught my attention. The airplane is a Boeing 767-300. What are those and what is their meaning? These stickers on the plane's door are security seals. They are used to determine if the door was opened while the plane was without crew or passengers. How it works: each sticker is cut in half, with one part attached to the door and the other to the frame. If the door is opened, the sticker breaks, making it immediately visible. They are numbered and often contain a unique code to accurately track who installed the seal and when. Why they are needed: to make sure that no one entered the plane without permission. This is part of the standard safety measures, especially in parking lots or at night, when the aircraft may remain without a crew. If the seal is broken, it is an alarm signal. It is necessary to check the side before departure. The photo shows dozens of such stickers, most likely part of the airline's daily access control. And yes, these stickers are used not only on doors, but also on hatches, appliances, and even toilet compartments, anywhere where it's important to control unauthorized access. One at an arcade in the UK. What is it? Can't find anything online, and two pieces fit together. Found in yard, Tasmania while digging. Feels plastic. About a 1/3 the size of a credit card. The photo shows a miniature replica of an Australian banknote made of plastic. This is not real money or an identification card, but a souvenir keychain from the 1970s and 1980s. These items were sold to tourists or used as promotional products. On one side, there is an image of the Australian coat of arms and a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, while the other side features symbolic scenes including kangaroos, Aboriginal people, tents, and musical instruments. The size of a third of a credit card, the hole for a ring, everything suggests that this is part of a keychain with copies of banknotes. Now such things have become collector's items or just curious finds from the past. Red, handheld ground-poking device with 3 small spikes and 1 large one. Headphones run from device to user. The photo shows a water leak detection specialist using a Geophone, a device that resembles a stethoscope for the ground. His task is to find hidden water pipe damage without excavation. A red probe with spikes is placed on the ground, and through a sensitive microphone, it transmits sounds to the headphones. If there is water flowing underground, the specialist will hear a distinctive noise. The closer to the leak, the louder the sound. Sometimes a percussion generator is used in conjunction with a geophone. It knocks on the pipe, and the geophone picks up vibrations, which helps to accurately determine its location. This method is often used in urban environments to detect a leak in asphalt, under a lawn, or in a yard without unnecessary intervention. It is a simple yet incredibly accurate tool. I found this thing in my grandfather's shed, and my grandfather used to be a hunter. What could it be? The photo shows a historical protective element for hunting with birds of prey, known as a falconer's glove with chainmail protection. This is a part of the equipment used in falconry to protect the hunter's hand from the sharp claws of the bird that lands on the wrist. A leather strap secures the glove on the hand, while a flexible section of chainmail protects the thumb and forearm from punctures and scratches. This chainmail section was particularly important when working with larger birds, such as golden eagles or hawks. It is interesting that such products were made by hand and often individually for a specific falconer. Nowadays, such finds are very rare and are valued by collectors of historical equipment. My husband found this tool somewhere and brought it home, but I don't know what to do with it or how it works. The photo shows a handheld drill machine, also known as a hand-cranked drill. This device was used before the widespread use of electric tools and allowed for drilling holes in wood or metal with minimal energy consumption. How it worked: the base was fixed to a surface, usually a bench or table. The piece was inserted into the clamp, chuck from above. By turning the side handle, the user would engage the gears inside the body, which would rotate the drill bit. Why do we need such a design? It provided stability and precise vertical pressure on the material. It was completely autonomous, with no dependence on electricity. It was used in both carpentry and locksmith workshops, especially in environments where there was no electricity supply, such as in field or frontline conditions. An interesting fact, unlike the side handle hand drills, this machine allowed the user to fix their hand on the top and apply downward pressure with their body, which increased strength and accuracy. Thank you for watching. Write in the comments which items are unclear to you, and I will be happy to explain them. Please like and subscribe to the channel.